When we talk about the voices that shaped contemporary Christian music, one name that always rises to the top is Babbie Mason. She isn't just a singer or just a songwriter. She is a living testimony of what happens when talent is surrendered to God.
Jesus is the answer for the world today. Above him there's no other. Jesus is the way. Jesus is the answer for the world today. Oh yes he is. Above him there's no other. Jesus is the way. If you have a question in the corner of your mind and traces of discouragement and peace you cannot find, reflections of your past seem to face you every day, but this one thing I do know, that Jesus is the way. Oh, Jesus is the answer for the world today. Above him there's no one. Jesus is the way. Oh, Jesus is the answer for the world today. Oh, yes, he is. Above him there's no one. Jesus is the way.
Born 1955 in Jackson, Michigan, as Babbie Yvette Roby Wade, her roots run deep in faith. She was the daughter of a Baptist pastor, and her family line carried at least 5 generations of preachers. Naturally, church was the center of her world. It was there that she found her calling early on, serving as a pianist and choir director in the same congregation her father pastored. Before fame ever came her way, Babbie was simply known as Miss Mason the teacher. She spent her early adult years in the classroom, first in Michigan and later in Georgia after moving there in 1980. But God had placed a greater dream in her heart, a ministry through music. In 1984, she took a leap of faith, walking away from teaching to follow the path that God was opening before her. And what a path it turned out to be. Just 1 year later, in 1985, Babbie Mason won first place in both songwriting and vocal categories at the Christian Artist Music Seminar in Estes Park, Colorado. That moment opened doors she had never imagined. Soon, Nashville's Word Records signed her, and by 1988 her music was touching lives around the world. Her songs began to sweep through churches everywhere. Songs like Each One, Reach One, and A World of Difference became rallying cries for evangelism and unity. And of course, her timeless classic, All Rise, a song that echoed through the 1990s and beyond, cemented her as one of the most influential voices in contemporary Christian music. With every album, Babbie poured her heart into creating music that blended styles, praise and worship, inspirational ballads, pop, gospel, and soul. Her 1996 album Heritage of Faith carried special meaning. On it, she arranged Amazing Grace with excerpts of her late father's preaching, making it not just music, but a legacy. Another standout moment was her Dove Award-winning performance of Stop by the Church, where she even sang a duet with her mother, a beautiful picture of faith carried through generations. But Babbie Mason's artistry was never limited to one style. She later explored jazz influences with her 2001 album Timeless, singing songs reminiscent of Billie Holiday while also addressing real issues like racism in her song Black and Blue. Beyond the music, Babbie's voice carried her onto some of the biggest stages in the world. She sang before U.S. presidents, performed at Billy Graham's Crusades, and became a beloved part of Bill and Gloria Gaither's Homecoming family starting in 1995. Her appearances on homecoming projects like the Grammy Award, winning Kennedy Center Homecoming, 1999, You Can Lean on Me, and her powerful live performance of All Rise connected her to millions of listeners around the globe. But her gifts stretch far beyond singing. Babbie is also a 2-time Dove Award winner, an inductee into the Christian Music Hall of Fame, an author of 9 books, and a TV and radio host. Her writings, such as Treasures of Heaven and the Stuff of Earth and Embraced by God, have inspired readers to live with faith and purpose. And with over 26 recorded projects to her name, she has left behind a legacy that will continue to bless generations.
I fall before you now, me and my shattered heart. I place here at your feet, safe inside of your arms. No hurt can dare escape the touch of your embrace. This place where mercy flows, how beautiful to know you love me. Yes, you love me. You heal my brokenness, and in your love I rest. You love me. Yes, you love me, my God. How you love me.
The story of Babbie Mason isn't just about talent. It's about obedience. She could have stayed comfortable as a schoolteacher, but she dared to step out when God called her higher. And because of that courage, millions of people have been touched through her songs, her books, and her ministry. Her life is a reminder that when we surrender our gifts to God, He multiplies them beyond what we could ever imagine. So, if you're holding back on your calling, remember Babbie's journey. You don't have to be the most famous, the most talented, or the most recognized. You just have to be faithful. Because in the end, it's not about how high your voice can rise. It's about how deeply your life can touch others. And in that, Babbie Mason's life sings louder than any song. Through her music, Babbie Mason has given a voice to hope, healing, and worship. Through her books, she has given wisdom and encouragement to those searching for purpose. And through her life, she has shown us that a surrendered heart is the most powerful instrument of all. Her journey reminds us that no dream is too small in God's hands. When you choose to serve Him with what you have, your voice, your time, your story, He can open doors you never thought possible. That's exactly what He did for Babbie, and it's exactly what He can do for you. So, wherever you are in life, don't be afraid to take that step of faith. Don't bury your gift or silence your calling. Be like Babbie Mason. Rise when God calls, and let your life sing His glory. Because long after the music fades, the impact of a life lived for Christ will echo for eternity.